Hello YouTube,
And Top Gear,
and YouTube.
but primarily Top Gear.
So I'm from a middle class family from the Midwest, and I happen to be the middle child from said Midwestern middle class family. I guess you could say I'm very middly.
And what do we Midwestern middle classers give to our middle children? Well, a Hummer, of course.
Not that kind of Hummer. That Hummer.
You look confused. Let me explain.
When I turned 16, my parents got a new minivan, and so they left me the old minivan. A 1993 Dodge Chrysler Plymouth Voyager LE four-wheel drive. Try saying that 10 times fast.
1993 Dodge Chrysler Plymouth Voyager LE four-wheel drive. 1993 Dodge Chrysler Plymouth Voyager four-wheel drive. 1993 Dodge Chrysler Voyager Plymouth Voyager. I can't.
So like all kids with a new car, I had to give it a name. So me and my friends called it what we thought was quite adequate, the Iceberg. Because anything hitting this was going down like the Titanic. Now the Iceberg was a beast. Not only did it have four-wheel drive and a powerful V8 motor that could get up to speeds of 80, but it also had an awesome top console. Not only did it have lights, but it could tell you the outdoor temperature, your fuel economy, and much more. It was such a cool top console that I still have it 5 years later.
The winter before I graduated from high school, both of the front bearings in the Iceberg went out, which didn't cause too big of a problem, seeing as I had four-wheel drive and brake. However, it did make a weird humming sound whenever I drove. Well, not really a humming sound, but a wow 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 sound. But the wow 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 didn't sound as cool as the Hummer, which is what we decided to officially rename it as.
A few weeks before I went to college, I found out that my dad was going to sell the Hummer to a junkyard. They're going to give us $100 for it. So I asked, quite appropriately, how much would they give us for it if it didn't have a roof? To which he responded, $50.
So I paid my dad $50 and called a few friends. We began by making a sunroof. We did so by removing the rear two windows, drilling a hole in the front middle of the van, and bolting the windows on either side of the hole. You know, 'cause who doesn't want a sunroof, right? We then proceeded to use the grinders to turn the van into more or less of a convertible. We didn't take it down at the base of the windows because, we weren't sure if that'd be street legal. So instead we just cut the roof off from just behind the driver's seat to just in front of the rear seats. After we had grinded the van into perfection, we decided it needed more color. A lot more color. Me and the Hummer maintenance crew decided to write our names using spray paint on the van. We also decided the hubcaps could use a nice touch of color along with the wheels themselves. The bumper needed color, the hood needed color, and of course the rear hatch needed color. And the namesake, of course. Along with the guy getting shot, apparently. Because what Hummer doesn't need that, right? By the end of the day, the van looked quite amazing. We had a sunroof, a missing top, and, of course, the spray paint. We then, of course, had to take the reborn Hummer on its maiden voyage, which included, of course, getting some drive-through food. And like all people with a convertible, we ordered and picked up the food from the top. Once the people in the restaurant figured out what was going on, that was. The next night, we drove the Hummer to a friend's end-of-summer party, where we had more people spray paint the van and gave a lot more test drives and found out that apparently it wasn't fun to sit in the back during a rainstorm. I had a sunroof though, so what can I say? I was quite fine. Sadly, after the few short weeks me and the reborn Hummer had together, it met its demise, acting as an ornament in a local junkyard, where it may still sit today. One may only dream. So YouTube, And Top Gear.
that was my first car story, and arguably second and third car stories, if you count the Iceberg, the Hummer, and the Hummer Reborn as separate cars. But what can I say? Every young man needs a Hummer.